Oh, this is the second map guide for Medics Highlander. This week's map is Ashville. With me I have Karl recording, because again my computer is terrible.
Hello.
My team's heavy. Demo, I'm just not mentioning, like, the demo can strafe up this ramp here.
Yeah, it's can start off.
All the way to here. I'll take fall damage if he falls here. Just walk on point. Okay, yeah, or you can just do like you wanna walk through the left side of that little metal sheet, like that. Because if the sniper is like 90% of the time, they're gonna be on the left side over there.
Yeah, it allows you to be out of their sight line as quick as possible if you walk up along this left area.
Oh, and you gotta make sure you get whipped. Like, you don't wanna wait for your soldier at all. Like, if your soldier gets like a bad spawn or something, like you just have another class to wait for him. You just wanna hold W.
Yeah,
Because if you don't do it, like the sniper can snipe you right away.
Yep, you should pretty much have your soldier roll out whipping every single time.
So, what's the... Well, it's not really, I guess, that standard for most teams to do this, but when we're talking about it, and generally the best thing to do is to just walk on point instead of going under.
Oftentimes, you see teams go underneath, just have like almost everybody just rush lower, and that makes them just so vulnerable to having people walk onto the point, and then there's nobody there to contest whatever team walks to point. So it works perfect if the other team goes lower. But if the other team fights you on point, then you're just having a pretty straightforward mid-fight. And you make sure you want to get your demo up fully buffed as soon as you get there. And just make sure you keep him healthy, because he is really useful for locking them out and stopping them, and he's one of the few classes that can actually shoot up on their bats. So making sure you tank the demo in this mid-fight is really important.
What other class would you say it's more important in this mid-fight? Like, heavy's not really that good.
Yeah, heavy is not that important, other than like keeping you alive and stopping bombers. And so if your scout's playing near your combo in mid-fights, it can be really helpful to keep him buffed, because he can chase after the demo's damage really effectively. And then keeping the soldier healthy, it's usually something you leave to health packs, but coordinating the soldier's bombs on mids with your combo's aggression can just crush teams.
So, what would you say would be the best thing to do if their team does go under and like tries to flank you?
If they try to go lower, you just have your team walk on a point, and then if they have any flank things try to come into you, just finish off those kills, and then make sure you have your team just lock them out from coming behind you. And if they're...
the watch out for here is the heavy can just pick this.
Just because the bullets come out of the head essentially. And so you gotta be careful when you peek this.
Same here.
Yeah, it can shoot around this box.
So let's say you win the mid fight. Like the best, you're sort of saying like the best place to hold generally is here in the left.
Yep. The main things you gotta watch out for as a medic is having a sniper come from all the way on the far right and peeking you.
You don't really want to be peeking that thing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be where I am right now.
Yeah. You just
Not hug this wall pretty much.
Exactly. And then also demo spam coming over this house.
Yeah, Carlos can hit you pretty easy here.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure you have like your NG or something on that roof. Maybe your scout or soldier if the NG is dead.
Yep. The angle of this roof allows mini sentries to just peek just over the top and kill anything on bats.
Should mention that what Lelouch does is build the dispenser there.
Yeah, he puts a dispenser here, hops on the dispenser, runs along this sort of platform, then it can just jump up here.
Yeah, instead of, that's better than putting the dispenser here, because it's more safe.
Yeah, your dispenser is more likely to stay alive here. Because anything can peek this spot.
So yeah, you wanna hold around this area while your combo is near the point contesting them. What, like, if their combo goes right here, would you say that it's better to rotate, like, to go behind near the point?
Depending on what they have on bats pressuring you, you can just sort of stand in this area, just sort of on the point and fight them here. But if they have a lot of things pressuring you there as well, then rotating sort of against this wall is an option. Or behind these crates.
Yeah, if you're holding behind on the left though, you wanna make sure that you're actually contesting the point, because otherwise they can just walk on it and pressure you pretty easily.
Yeah, that's a really big thing about
Like,
holding behind this.
if your demo is hurt, like, you have to be really careful on how forward you are, because he can't contest.
Yep, and the demo is the main thing that can actually fight the point if you're holding on this side. Because you need to be able to splash and lock out people peeking around this corner.
And also for this map, like, I know a lot of lower level teams like crits and Koth for some reason, but especially on this map, Uber is way better.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And then another thing with I've seen in pugs and on lower level teams is that they play really passively and they just sort of sit on their bats and wait for things to happen. But the biggest tip that I could give would be just to be aggressive. Be aggressive with your heals, be aggressive with your whole team, and just try to take point presence.
So, we're saying like there's forward holding here like doesn't really work because their combo can go either way. Like if you're holding forward or right, they can just go on left and then on point. Now that you're kinda behind them.
Yeah.
Or if your flanks there, like they can just kill your flank pretty easily with heals, and the same way the opposite side.
And if, let's say for example you win mid, let's go over some scenarios after winning mid.
Sure.
You just go straight to holding. Once you cap the point, your spawn timers are longer than the other team, so you gotta make sure you tell your team to stay alive, and just to play smart and not just get picked off randomly, because then it allows the other team to just come in for free off their faster respawns.
Like the only person from your team that should kinda be going for picks is your spy. Or I
Yeah.
guess sniper, but like he shouldn't suicide for them.
Yeah, the sniper should be playing defensively usually. A good spot that I've seen a lot is behind these barrels here, because it allows the medic, if you're holding here, to heal him easily, and then he can watch shutter pretty easily, and on the far right side. And he's just a quick few steps from rotating and shooting bats.
So you wanna have your sniper play with you instead of alone on bats, because if he's there, he can very easily get flanked if there's no one with him.
Yeah, if you're holding on left, just expect there to be people pushing across the far right and going behind. Even at like the top levels, it's pretty much impossible to stop people from getting behind you. So you just need to be aware and have maybe the pyro just looking behind you, seeing if spies are coming or if flankers are coming. I'm just trying to communicate with your flank to know what's behind you and where they're coming from. And then
Oh yeah, another thing to have is to have your flank actually say, like, if possible, to say where their combo is, because you wanna be prepared to either Uber into them or get ready to counter. Wanna be caught off guard.
something really good to do if you're holding left is just healing your demo a lot and just sort of having him peek this corner, because he can spam the bats really effectively and stop their aggression from getting on you from the left. And it's a really hard hold to break, because if they peek forward, they have to deal with the demo spam, and if your engineer's on the top of the bats, they get shot by the mini as well.
Oh yeah, your mini would it's really good as Karl said earlier, to have it on the roof there.
Oh, and if you're sort of peeking onto the point as medic and making sure your demo's healed up, you just gotta be wary of spies cooking behind these barrels, because I know that's a really common thing for them to do, or in here.
Or even behind each other.
Yeah.
So let's say you win mid, but your medic dies, and they're still alive, so they have advantage. You wanna play somewhat passively until your medic's up.
Yeah, you want someone to try to be with your medic as soon as he spawns so he can start building immediately, or else you'll just have a bigger disadvantage. Because if he has to run maybe 5-10 seconds, might not seem like a lot, but that could be 10, 20, 30% Uber that he could have had by the time he got to you. Generally, if you lose your med, you might just want to have some traps
Like,
up.
doesn't even have to be mid, like anytime you
Yeah,
lose your medic.
You just want to play passive, have traps, and keep your eyes open. And just try to be in a position where as soon as your med gets back, you'll have crit heals, and he'll be able to buff you up immediately. And if you have to give up the point, that's alright, because you'll be ideally getting crit buffs and being able to contest immediately again. And holding under, I know a lot of teams do it. I used to do it. And it's pretty risky because it allows them to just sort of take point for free. But it is extremely useful if you have a large Uber advantage, because then you as medic can be really safe down here if you have a pyro, demo, and heavy. Because the pyro can be watching your back, making sure nothing comes in behind you. And then the heavy and demo can stop anything from coming in from the front. And so you can just make sure you don't drop Uber and you don't get forced. But the thing about holding under, you just need to be constantly communicating with your flank to know where they're pushing from, and just try to react to it as soon as possible so they don't get free cap time.
So let's say instead you lose mid. Like you lose the point, it doesn't really have to be mid.
Yeah. For
But lose the
pushing,
point, and like you don't have advantage either.
This is one of the biggest things that I see hurting teams on Ashville. Like I said earlier, is being too passive, and that almost always comes out when they lose the point. They don't have Uber, and they tend to just sort of sit around waiting for Uber, which is really dangerous because Spy is pretty strong on this map, and the flankers can often get in and kill your medic, and then you don't have Uber for another 40 seconds. And so, oftentimes, if they're holding on the bright side here, you can have your demo spam pipes over, and that usually hits people. And oftentimes it's just good to dry push to either force them or just to take point. And you'll catch teams off guard if you are just muscling your way in here.
Whenever you are actually doing that as a medic, though, you wanna make sure you're like at the max heal beam range. You wanna be like
Yeah.
as far away as possible.
Probably the
If you don't have
biggest thing for the medic to focus on when you're sort of walking into point is things jumping over this, because you can't see them until they're right on top of you.
So would you have like the heavy stay on the top area here for a bit?
Yeah.
Or just walk with the demo? Because even if he wants the
Probably-
demo, he's gonna die to the Uber.
I would, as heavy, I normally try to play as close to my medic and demo as possible, but staying up here and maybe walking out a little bit left here, just to see if there's going to be a suicider coming over this initially, is pretty good. And then having your demo and pyro, just healing them at max distance here, as they sort of push around here and spam. And just keep your eyes and ears open for them to pop, and just immediately back up once they do. And
Make sure you actually have your pyro with you, because
Yeah.
otherwise the scout can chase you.
having the pyro, oftentimes just to peek this corner and air blast them, will almost always let you get out.
Yeah, even if it does.
Yeah, it's fine if the pyro dies, it's just keeping your combo up, and pretty much, even if he only stops 3 seconds, that's 3 extra seconds for you to run away. Generally, you want to push the same side as the sniper is, so if the sniper's over here, probably want to push your bats. And if he's sort of playing on this side, or on their bats, probably want to push left.
One sideline that you have to watch out for though is up here on the... What do you even call this, like the... Is it still bats?
Yeah.
Well, if he's up there, he can watch all the way to the stairs on the opposite side, on bats.
Yep.
As you're walking up the stairs, he can see you. Pretty insane, Sailor.
And then another option, if their sniper's dead or you just don't know where he is, and they're holding on this right side here, is to walk in here and just have your sniper buffed up, have some flank classes move up onto this roof here to take position, protect you when you walk to point, and then just to pretty much tank your demo and have them walk in and spam them out from that angle while your sniper's on this side covering them. Because the spam and the sniper can usually force them out, or force the Uber.
What if they're holding under with Uber?
If they're holding under with Uber, then trying to peek from that side onto your bats, then just 9 times out of 10 you would just want to push left. Just go to point, start pressuring point, sticky them off, keep your demo healed up so he can slow them down.
Make sure as a medic you don't actually go on point though if they have Uber, like that's their side.
You want to try to stay as far back as possible, but still be able to support your team. Because they'll either push out this way and have to use fairly early, or they'll back all the way around on your point and come out on their side. And usually you can almost have the point capped by the time they come out their side. Or if they come this way, you can force them early with your demo spamming them, or your sniper just scaring the medic from staring at them or getting picks. And then it's fairly straightforward to back up and kite it. And then they'll sort of be out of position because they'll be on point when the Uber fades, and you can just call to go in and have your team collapse on them.
Yeah, one thing you wanna make sure, like as a team, is to actually stay alive during their Ubers.
Yep.
Like your flank should not be down to it, because you should have already called that they have Uber, like they should be aware of it.
And if you see that their combo likes to overcommit and they're maybe just the med and heavy and demo Ubered on point, then just call to your flank and your combo to have everybody collapse on them as soon as the Uber fades. Because when you have, let's say you have 5 or 6 people up and you just all collapse on the Uber, it's only maybe 3 or 4 players on point, and you can just focus fire them down really quickly, especially if you come from different angles. And when you're pushing the point, that's a prime time for spies to decloak behind you, or suiciders to come in. So you gotta be careful of the soldier bombing from any side, scouts rushing you, just pretty much be ready for anything coming at you. So you need to try to stay with your heavy, and try to always have your engineer near you with a mini sentry.
Oh, what if their team forward rolls? Like, I guess I already kind of mentioned it, like go the opposite way their combo is.
Yep.
Try to kill their flank.
Just overload one side. If they're forward holding, just overload the opposite side. Try to get whatever kills you can on the way to the point. And if they'll either have to back up really quickly, try to fight point, or if you push past them, they'll just be stuck out on your bats, and you can come up behind them and just have your combo, pressure them this way, and then your flank can be pressuring them from the other side or any spawners you have. And on Koth, specifically, if you don't have the point, you just gotta get aggressive, and it's fine if you die or trade for 1 kill, because your spawns are faster than theirs, and so you have the option to just go in and die if you think you'll be able to get a kill. Because you'll be back up in maybe 5 seconds when it'll take them 10 or 15 seconds to spawn.
So, where would you recommend going? Like, which side would you recommend going if you don't have the point? Would it mostly be bats? I guess you already said like the opposite way the sniper is.
Yeah, just try to avoid the snipers so you can sort of get in cleanly.
Yeah, one thing to avoid though, like, or to be wary of, is just taking the telly. Like, if your NG builds a telly on like either side and your whole team's taking it, like they're gonna know you're mostly gonna be coming from that side.
Exactly.
So would
'Cause
you ever recommend going kites?
I don't really ever think there would be a good reason for it. Maybe if you are having trouble getting your team to get aggressive with your Ubers, you could go crits, because then it just sort of forces your team to get aggressive when you're critsing them. But 9 times out of 10, Uber's going to be stronger on this.
What about quick fix? Like, if there's a minute left, would you still say it's better to do it?
I would say if maybe like 50 seconds around that.
Like your medic does. You're like, wait,
Yeah. If you're spawning as a medic and there's maybe between, if it's less than 40, then definitely I would recommend going quick fix.
yeah.
But there can be leeway, like plus or minus 10 seconds. You just hop on quick fix. It also depends on how much time is remaining for them. Because if they have like 30 seconds left, but you have to cap it and hold it for 2 minutes, then having quick fix
Yeah.
would be a real big struggle. And so if both teams are low on time, then quick fix is really, really strong.
Another time where you get crits if they're in quick fix, though.
Yep. And then
Nice.
if you run quick fix, you just gotta tell your team, I'm on quick fix, play heals, play around me, and you just gotta dish out as many heals as you can to use that heal advantage, and then just try to fight them aggressively before they get Uber.
Yeah, if it ends up to like a chaotic fight, like with a few seconds, like you in quick fix, it doesn't really matter if you die. Like you just wanna be with your team.
Yep. You
Even
just
in
gotta
heals.
get out as many heals as you can and heal the people who need it. Heal the demo man, heal the scout. Just get the people who are gonna actually be doing damage and fighting the heals. Because if you're just sort of sitting back healing your heavy as he's sort of just sitting around here, but your demo and your scout or whatever is actually on point fighting, those are the people who need the heals. So don't be afraid to die, because it just opens up so many more things for your team to have heals aggressively on the point.
Is there nothing else to mention?
Just try to make sure if you have flankers behind them, try to coordinate your push with them getting on their combo from behind.
What's the push strat?
Yep, hiding in the bush.
Yeah.
Just watch out for the weird heavy angles from behind this box. Down here.
That's pretty much it.
Yep, as long as you heal your team aggressively and call for them to get aggressive, should probably not have any trouble on this map.
Okay. Thanks for watching and recording.
And good luck to everybody in their match. See you later.